Hello everyone. So in this video, we are going to see how do we reconnect Cucumber protractor test to an open browser session. So the use case for this scenario is very common. So anyone who is developing test automation scripts would have come across this situation where when they are developing automation scripts, if the script fails for some reason, then in order for them to again start the scenario, they would have to start from the beginning. And most of the times when the script fails, it might be due to some XPath being incorrect or some other user errors during the scripting that we realize after the script fails that we had to fix that. But now in order to test that and again to reach to the point of failure, we have to go through all the steps from the beginning, from restarting the browser, then logging into the application, and then navigating pages after pages until we reach to the point of failure. And this is actually more time consuming when you have a large application that you're automating. So if the application fails at page say 10, and then you have to again restart your whole application. So if there is a way for us to reconnect to a same Cucumber session and restart our script at the point of failure, so that's going to help us to be more productive and to develop script faster, right? So let's see what steps we need to take. So first, what we need to do is we need to have an ability to keep the browser session open after failure. So first, we need to configure framework to have the browser session open post failure. So that's our first step. So once we achieve that anytime a script fails, the browser session won't close. The second thing we need to do is to get the open browser session debug address, right? So get the debug address for the browser session. So this is going to help us. It's going to give us the port where the browser has started. So at later point, we are going to use the same port to connect our scripts. So it's going to not open a new session every time. It's going to just look for that open browser session and then connect to the same session. So this is the second step that we need to take. Okay, so now we have the browser open, we have the address of the browser. So update the Cucumber config. I think Chrome options to add the debug address. So we're going to add the debug address. Then, so now that we have added that, then next would be to comment out the steps until the point of failure. So this is also important, right? So suppose you have reached to the your script is failing at step 10. So when you're restarting the session, you want it to start from the 10th step, right? So you need to comment out all the previous steps so that it doesn't it'll use the same browser session, but essentially it'll again start logging and reaching taking all the steps. So you will need to make sure that you comment out those steps and then just rerun the script. So it's that simple, right? So 5 steps. So let's go one by one. So here I have a simple Cucumber protractor test. It's just going to open a calculator website. It's going to add 2 numbers and then it's going to see that number 8 is displayed. So purposefully what I'll do is I'll fail the script. So I'll say that 3 plus 5, but I'm going to validate that the result should be 7, which it will not be, and it will fail. So let's run this. And before that, I'm just going to show you also the uh, I think cucumber config file. It's a basic config file. There is a just a Selenium address and basic configurations, and package JSON file. This is the script that I'm going to run. So it's just pointing to the cucumber config file. Okay, so let me start a new terminal and compile first, and then npm run cucumber test. So it's going to fail now, but it's not going to. So what we need to do is configure framework to have the browser session open post failure. So that step we have to do before we run the script, right? So to do that, how do we do keep the browser session open? So to do that, we need to go to our node modules. You can open in Finder and then navigate to this path. So node modules, under that protractor build, under that there will be driver providers, and you need to open this file, driver provider.js. Open with Visual Studio. Okay. So this file, let me see if I can have the path. Okay, navigate to this path. Okay, and here there's a function. There's a function quit driver function. What we need to do is we need to comment out this particular statement, line 75, and just say return 0. And save it. Okay, so what this is going to do is it's going to keep the session open. So okay, I have to run compile again. Actually, I didn't need to because it is JS file, but that's fine. And then run npm run cucumber test. Let's start this. Okay, so it has opened. So it's going to fail, but it's going to keep the session open. So yeah, it generated this report. As you see, it failed, but it has kept the browser open. So let me. So now that it has failed, but browser session is open, right? So we have successfully completed the first step. So now next step. So now on to the second step. So here what we need to do is we need to capture the debug address of the open session. Now to do that, you can go to the place where you start up a browser session and add this code. This I have commented here. I'll just uncomment now. What essentially we are doing is we are just getting the get capabilities and one particular item from the complete list of capabilities to get the debug address. So now I'll save this and compile again. And then, so this browser that we opened, again, we will not be able to use this. So I'll close this and we are going to start the script again. Okay, and it's going to log now, console log the browser debug address, and that's what we need. So again, it has failed the script, but it has kept the browser session open. That's what we needed. And let's quickly see. So we didn't get the browser capabilities, but let's see what might be the reason here. Okay, let me do await and then try. Okay, I'm going to close this again. Try one more time. Okay. Okay, so now again, as expected, it has failed, but I think we saw that it has logged the capabilities. Yeah. So it has logged our capabilities, and we are after this address, the localhost 5179 94. So now second step is completed. Now third step we need to do is update the, so these two are done. Now update the Cucumber config Chrome options to add the debug address. So that's what we're going to do. This is the debug address that we need to just copy the whole thing, or we can just copy this. Go to your Cucumber configuration, and you're going to, under capabilities, you're going to add this line. Okay, you're going to add the debug address item, and with this address you're going to then comment out Selenium new address. You don't need that, it's going to pick up from here. So that is set up. Now as I mentioned, the fourth step is comment out steps, right? So these two we need to do, and these two are almost done. So comment out the steps. So we are already at this page, right? So we don't need to restart the browser. So I'll just comment this. I just need to add two numbers, and then the output should be 8, right? That's what we wanted to achieve. So let's run this now. I'll just compile again since we updated our cucumber config.tsc, and then I'm going to run again. So it used the same session, but it just maximized the window. I can try this again. So let's see, we're going to fail this again, right? Let's say 6. Okay, I'm going to save and then run again. So you're going to see it's going to update in the same history. So that means it's using the same session. I'm going to run again. Right, so it has added on this again, and it has failed now this time. If I run that again one more time, let's see, and here 8 I'm going to do, so it's going to pass now. So it's using the same session, right? And it has passed now. So this is how you can successfully use the same browser session that is opened, and you don't have to essentially begin from the step 1. So all these steps you can mark as complete. All right, so that's it for this video. Thanks everyone.